Hello, welcome back to Umineko. I just heard a
Don't
very.
laugh at me.
I just no. I'm laughing at how it came to me. I just heard a very small yeet. Like the entire thing didn't get picked up. It was just a very small part of it. All right, starting off with Kinzo.
Oh, damn it. Fuck. I see. So it has begun.
Yes. Even though Kinzo had received news of 6 deaths, his emotions did not waver. The expression on his face as he gazed out the window was a smile, as though his opponent in a chess game had just made a spectacular move. It was hard to imagine that such an expression could ever appear on a father who had lost so many children at once. Gora and Kana,
Fuck them kids.
Gora and Kanan followed Rosa-sama's orders and went to call the police. After that, she ordered us to follow your orders, master. What is it? What shall we do? Kill the rest of them. Oh.
If you insist. Pulls out a gun. This island has already been cut off from the real world. Mere phones will serve no purpose.
Should I have them stop?
Until the roulette is finished, what they do to pass the time is up to them. Let them do as they please.
Yes, sir.
What we should... What we should tell Rosa-sama?
Jesus, maybe I should have sent them to school.
Didn't I say they should pass the time as they pleased? They can sing if they want, dance if they want.
Cause if they don't dance, cause my friends dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
I don't think I know what that's a reference to.
You've never heard the
Unfortunately,
safety dance?
I have not heard the safety
Holy
dance.
shit, we're pausing this fucking episode. Hold on.
No, we're okay.
You need to hear the classic that is the safety dance.
Okay,
It's like saying you've never heard Mr. Brightside.
I've never heard Mr. Brightside. What's that?
Okay, you're fucking with me. Okay, good.
I didn't want you to think I actually haven't heard it.
If you did, I don't know how I would have reacted. Anyway, we'll be right back after Rena has heard the masterpiece that is the safety dance. Alright, have shown Rena the safety dance. Still shocked that they've never heard it before in their lives.
I don't know what that dance has to do with safety, but
It's the safety dance.
yeah,
You
guess
could
so.
you should know by now that you can dance if you want to. Or you can leave your friends behind. Because your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. We can go where we want to, Rena. Anyway.
Anyway,
Anyway, back to Umineko.
yeah. Didn't I say they should pass the time as they pleased? They can sing if they want, dance if they want. They're even free to hang themselves by the neck or jump into a boiling kettle.
Oh.
Until 13 people die. They can spend their time as they like. If that's too boring, then they can wonder about whether 6 times 9 equals 42 or something.
Do you think that was a direct translation, or do you think it was a... Because I don't know how popular the book The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is in Japan, but do you think that was like a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy in this version, in the English version?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a reference in the original.
Can you tell I like? Can you tell I love The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I see 42. I'm like, ooh, time to talk about a book I like.
I mean, it's not Like, I didn't already assume you liked it, but it's not something I'm surprised about necessarily.
It's very my sense of humor.
Mm. That's the answer to the mystery of humanity in the universe.
Oh, okay, so it is. Holy shit, wait.
Kinzo read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh my fucking god! You read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Holy shit! Oh my god! Wait, hold on, I think this might go even deeper. Hold on. What? Like, I think it, like, means, like, it was, it too was a reference to something. Um. Come on, where is it? Okay. Okay. I no. Okay, it wasn't what I was thinking of. There's like this theory that 42 isn't just a random joke number. But
Mhm.
42 is in like ASCII, I believe, like a computer programming. The asterisk is like anything; it can mean anything, and the number is like 42. Is like I like asterisk. The asterisk means like 42 or something in that programming language. So the idea is that 42, the answer to life, universe, and everything is 42, meaning it's everything. It's anything can be the meaning of life and the universe and everything.
Hmm.
I couldn't remember it. I thought it was gonna be like for some reason I thought love and like that I was like remember that like remembering Beatrice saying like the singular element is love and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I misremembered something. Okay. Anyway,
Nah, it's all good. It happens. Yes. My apologies.
Shannon cowered in fright at this sudden rage. Genji made a gesture as though telling her not to speak out of turn. Shannon couldn't help but regret saying too much.
However, you two are also free to do as you wish. Genji, and Shannon too. You have done well serving me until today. Eh, your words are too good for me, but
Does this mean I have your permission to date George? It's just like, Shannon, I don't think now's the right time. We are furniture who have sworn to serve the master. We stand ready to serve you no matter the time, until the very end.
I want to tell you about everything. Shannon, I'm going to write a will. I shall need you to transcribe for me.
I don't know how to write. I've never told anyone this. I don't know how to write. I am literate in multiple languages, but I do not know how to write in any of them, including my mother tongue.
Please, Genji, my usual drink. Huh? Yes, sir.
Nanjo often recommended that Kinzo write a will because of his health, but each time he had, Kinzo had gone mad with rage. Ever since then, you'd think will would have been the word Kinzo hated most. After hearing such a word come from his lips, Shannon couldn't help doubting her ears for a moment, for an instant. Shannon hurriedly prepared the side table and some writing paper. Genji followed his orders and began preparing that usual green, evil drink.
Evil drink. Drink that's evil. There's this I don't know if you see, but I don't know if you ever see this, but on Instagram there's this guy who always cooks like trending recipes in China, and he always says like when there's chicken bouillon in a recipe, he always says evil chicken bouillon, and I think that's really funny.
I've never seen this guy
And
before. What?
okay, is the same guy who calls for water from Mississippi River.
Okay, alright.
Okay, you don't know him? Okay, whatever. I'm ready. Hmm, where should I begin? Shall I also speak of my life? It would be fun to leave behind a record of my most memorable games.
Perhaps my beloved hometown. Wait, shit, I've never told anyone where my beloved hometown is. Oh, fuck. This riddle's impossible. Oh, no.
It can be truly amusing to read the records of old games from centuries past, to journey in search of those players' thoughts. Oh, should the game record of my life lead those in the future to go on a journey in search for my thoughts? Hmm.
For a while, Kinzo pondered over where he should begin, strutting all over the room with his hands behind his back. Master, here.
Ah, yes, thank you, my friend. Well then, if I am to speak of my life, I must begin by writing of my meeting with that witch.
Kinzo's podcast must be fucking insane.
What do you think he would? What do you think he'd podcast about?
Anything. Like, there's no theme. There's a theme because it's fucking Kinzo, so obviously it's gonna revolve around the supernatural magic and shit. But it's like you're listening to this old man who you're pretty sure has dementia or something, and you're going insane. Like, when I was a young man, I met this witch, a golden witch. I played a game with her, in which I came victorious. And in return, she gave me 10 tons of gold, which I used to build the Ushiromiya family back up. And you're sitting there like, what the fuck does he mean by this? I must speak of another time. My time of yet another game I have played with a witch. The fuck is he talking about? I would be an avid listener to his podcast, going insane. You see, the scorpion has been used in many magic circles as a way of repelling magic. So that is
This
why.
isn't even a podcast anymore. It's just him. It's just him talking, like
Which is what a
not even in an
podcast is,
organized.
basically.
But no, not even in like an organized fashion, which is what a podcast usually is.
Kinzo can never do anything organized.
Yeah, exactly.
In the middle of his 12th rant about Beatrice. This 2-hour episode. He's Genji.
Oh yeah, he'd definitely have 2-hour-long episodes.
Genji.
Maybe even like 3 hours.
Fetch me my absinthe. Damn what that doctor says! And you're just sitting there like, is this real, or is this a very convincing audio drama?
He forgot to edit that part out.
He doesn't do editing. He's lucky if Shannon does editing. Like, no, we're lucky if Shannon is able to do some editing for him. Otherwise,
Her ass is not editing.
He just uploads his stream of concerts onto Spotify, and it's fucking insane. This October, I have created a game that will bring back my beloved Beatrice once more. During the family conference, all but 5 shall perish. 13 lives shall be taken by the hands of my beloved Golden Witch Beatrice. And you're sitting there like, Do I need to fucking call someone? Is he fucking for real? Wait, is he out here on Spotify talking about how he planned a murder?
True crime podcast.
But it's a crime that hasn't happened yet.
I saw this post, this like Tumblr post or something, where someone said they're gonna do a false crime podcast,
Yeah.
just a podcast on crimes that haven't happened, and somebody else reblogged it saying, I'm gonna do the crimes and make it into a true crime podcast. I don't know what this has
Beatrice
to
and
do with
Battler.
this. Yeah.
This Beatrice and Battler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, a supernatural podcast where people talk about supernatural happenings, and then a rival podcast where they're reacting to every single point they said, completely disproving it. Oh my god. I had to listen to
Battler is
both.
so silly.
Anyway.
Shannon, begin writing. My first meeting with Beatrice took place a long way back. What year of the Showa era was it? It must have been at the end of the war, so...
When Godzilla attacked. Sorry, I watched Godzilla -1 recently, so I kind of have Godzilla on my mind.
You think Godzilla, as an entity, is canon to the Umineko universe?
That'd be fucking hilarious. That's what destroyed the Ushinomiya family.
It was not a wit.
It was Godzilla. Godzilla destroyed the Ushinomiya family. We took enough time to regain our calm, and we each swore to our parents that we'd catch the culprit. It would be a lie to say we weren't still torn up. Even now, if we let our guards down just a little, we'd probably start going on a rampage just like Jessica, letting our emotions show with some kind of violence. According to what Goda-san after he got back, right now, Kanon-kun is looking after Jessica. Apparently, she's still very emotionally high-strung. I mean, her parents died like 20 minutes ago. Get over it. I see. Thank you. Maybe a young kid would be better at understanding a young kid's feelings. It would probably be better if we left them alone for now. On Murder Island. Rosa-san. There is nothing more to be gained here by remaining here. The phones may not be working, but tomorrow the boat will come, and we should be able to reach the police. We should leave this place as it is for the police investigation.
I agree with Dr. Nanjo. Staying in a place like this for too long will be bad for your health. Let us return and make some black tea.
Yeah, I agree with that. Butler-kun? George-kun? Are you ready? Let's lock up here. We have to leave this place as it is anyway, for when the police come. You're right. Butler-kun, are you okay? Like giant red puffy eyes, tear streaks. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. I've cried all I can. I'm fine now. The police would surely find some evidence during their thorough investigation, but we weren't adult enough to wait for that. I'd investigated the chapel my own way, trying to grab the culprit before the police arrived. And what I figured out was absolutely nothing, frustratingly. I wasn't able to find a single hint. Come on, let's go out. Maria, we're going. Don't keep staring at it.
Come, Maria-sama. Let us return. It's cold here.
Father, Mother, thank you for everything. I will definitely become a man who doesn't betray your expectations. First thing I'm doing is marrying a servant. George spoke his last words of farewell to his parents. After seeing that, Battler follows suit. Dad, Kirie-san, just looking at their faces, it looked like they were sleeping. Well, that just made it even more painful. Forgive me for leaving you in a cold place like this. I'll definitely get whoever did this. No matter what. What is this? What a repulsive scribble. Did the culprit draw it? This is worse than vulgar. How horrible. They just start, like, critiquing it like it's art. When the door to the chapel was closed, we learned about that creepy scribble for the first time.
When we first found this, it was already drawn here. It must have been made by the culprit.
So, supposedly, the culprit was a witch, and this is a magic circle to summon a demon or something?
This is the seventh magic circle of the sun. Don't you even know that?
No! Why the fuck would I know that? This is like... Maria, no one else but you knows this!
Ouch.
Hey! Don't I always tell you not to make that creepy laugh? Maria, go on. What does it mean?
It's a magic circle to escape from physical or mental bonds. And the part written around the circumference says, "The Lord has freed me from my chain. I will offer you to the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and will call on the name of the Lord," in Hebrew.
Sacrifice of Thanksgiving? But November was last month.
This is October.
Wait, shit, yeah, you're right. November's next month. I forgot. Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of stoned right now. I forgot how months work. That was
Not
it.
even
See,
in America.
that was in character.
They're not even in America, though.
Shut up! Sacrifice of Thanksgiving? So they killed Father and the rest to use them as human sacrifices for this magic circle? Calm down, George-kun. This is the culprit trying to provoke us. I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. Thinking about it will only poison the heart. It looks like there's some English written here. Happy Halloween for Maria. Happy Halloween for Maria. I get it. They were wishing a happy Halloween for Maria. Just get back into it. And the key to open this
I
door
was trying so hard not to laugh when you first said it. And
Clearly, I remember my bit. and the key to open this door was handed over to Maria. To wish her a happy Halloween. Is that what's going on? This is a chapel after all. Maybe Maria doesn't mean Maria-chan, but the Virgin Mary. In that case, you can read this as a blasphemy against God in the name of Halloween. They say witches who make contracts with demons swear to defile God's name at all times. That's what? Constantly just like, fuck you, God. In that sense, this really is a witch-like crime. Sounds like you know a lot about it. Almost like you are a witch.
George.
Did you get that from Maria? Yeah, something like that. Ooh. Ooh, this is funky.
The song it's a good song. I was hanging out with somebody and I showed her the Umineko soundtrack, and and she didn't like it
What? So
because
you're
the
cutting
production
contact
was
with.
bad.
So you're cutting contact with them, right?
Unfortunately, well, no, I'm not. But I'm like it's so Dover, you know.
Yeah, like goddamn.
Why would you say that?
All right. I think that, judging on the music and Battler's talking, I feel like we're about to get conspiratorial. And if you know anything about me, I love getting conspiratorial. I
Oh yeah,
yearn.
you were just telling me.
Yeah, I was just telling you how I
You
yearn for the
yearn for
red
the red
yarn.
strings.
I
The red
yearn for
yarn,
the
yeah.
red yarn. The chapel, huh? They went to all the trouble of calling them out here and killing them. Rosa, does this chapel have some special meaning? What do you mean, a special meaning? Well, someone carried 6 human corpses all the way over here and set up these elaborate decorations. We can't tell if she called the 6 of them over here before killing them, or if she killed them before carrying them over here. But either way, it'd take a lot of effort. Why did the culprit want 6 people to die here? True. By doing something that elaborate, there would be an extremely high chance of someone disadvantageous. There's of some disadvantageous evidence being found when the police arrive. It is inconceivable that the culprit would fail to realize this. The issue now is why the culprit went to all that effort. And that leads us to just one question. What meaning is there to this place where we found the 6 corpses? This chapel was important to Father. So much so we never brought it up until now. Ever since I was a kid, I was given strict instructions never to enter it.
I came here once too. Got in lots of trouble.
An important chapel? Does it have some connection to the Ushiromiya head family? I don't know. Father viewed this chapel as very sacred, and he treasured it so much that he had it redecorated several times. But as everyone knows, Father wasn't a devout believer, as his passion for black magic demonstrates. I've never heard of him coming here to offer his prayers to God.
As far as I know, the master has never come here. We even call this the sealed chapel, and I found it eerie like a haunted house.
Even though Father never approached it himself, for some reason he made the servants give it a major cleaning several times a year. It felt like he kept it clean all the time so that it could be used at any moment. And even so, it's called the sealed chapel. Maybe it's indiscreet to say this, but doesn't that sound pretty cool? Dr. Nanjo, you're an old friend of Grandfather's, right? Have you ever heard anything about it? I did ask about it once long ago, but I forget exactly how he dodged my question. That's right, I believe he said something like, someday, perhaps I too will be able to receive a blessing there. But unless a miracle occurs, that day will never come. What does that mean? What would he do in a chapel? He couldn't mean his own funeral, right? I wouldn't believe that of Kinzo-san. He was a man much more focused on the living now than matters occurring after death. Though this does seem to be root cause of the current inheritance problem. Then what would he do in a chapel? Pray? Aren't confessions done in a chapel too? Anyway, it sounds suspicious. I don't know the reason, but it's just as Dr. Nanjo said in Grandfather's eyes. All this about not being blessed unless a miracle occurred was set in stone as far back as the chapel's construction. How do you know that? See, it's clearly written over there. Look, right there. This plaque. No one else has seen this? Jesus Christ, first no one saw the fucking chapel, then no one else saw the big sign. George Aniki pointed to her leaf with rusted gold letters on the arch above the door. It's in gold! No one noticed it! Sorry. It looked like some message had been written there in English. Nope. Don't. The rest made it clear that the message has been there ever since the chapel's construction. I'm not that good with English. What is it? This door is open only at probability of... Sorry, my English sucks. I gave up after failing to finish even the first of the 2 lines. It looked like the others could read it properly. I think it went MBTQ, so... How many did that? It's so funny to hear them talk about what it says in English.
Well, absolutely.
That mean I think, Anyway, this is incredible. Adding up all the fingers on both ends doesn't even get you close. It would really be impossible before... Oh wait. It went million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. That's what they meant. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Certainly. It's quite reminiscent of the old Kinzo-san, who loved using gambling as a metaphor whenever he got the chance. Hey, come on, can everyone read it? Someone tell me what it means, too!
You've gotta at least learn English. How did you get into high school without even being able to read this much?
I don't know, Maria, maybe the idea that every other country needs to learn English instead of English-speaking countries need to learn another language. Maybe that has something to do with it, okay?
Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Mind your business! So what's written there?
Simply put, it means something like this. Unless a miracle occurs, this door will never be open. You will never be blessed. Grandfather's magic is based on astronomically low probabilities. In other words, a miracle for opening this door would probably require an incredibly vast amount of magical power.
Clearly not, because the servants get sent in to clean it every now and then. This door will not open unless a miracle occurs. Or I tell a maid to go dust.
Ouch.
Nice job, you can shut up now. Rosa-san, did you have Maria take English classes? Looks like it's useless to try and learn English unless you start when you're young after all. The sealed chapel, huh? Setting aside whether she was a witch or not, it's rumored that Beatrice actually existed several decades ago, and was grandfather's mistress.
This is, just my imagination, but perhaps the master truly did love Beatrice-sama. However, he was already married, so they could be united.
Her pussy game must be insane for him to still be infatuated with her after all these years. I see. If Beatrice was dead and could be revived with the magic of a miracle, then now that grandmother's dead, he could marry her openly. And if they married in this chapel, you might end up with a pretty fairy tale-like story, right? I don't think that story is so preposterous. It's a well-known fact that father still loves Beatrice deeply. Also, even though I said I found it creepy, I seem to remember that the interior of the chapel was quite magnificent. Because apparently I was also able to come in a few times, because apparently this miracle thing means nothing. The thought that father built this chapel in the hopes of having a wedding with his dead mistress might not be that unlikely. By the time he built this chapel, grandfather probably knew that he would never use it as a church as long as he lived. but he prayed for the witch to be revived by some miracle. And he thought that if that miracle occurred, they could be married here.
I see. If you think of it that way, this would be a place of utmost significance to Beatrice-sama as well, even though he knew the chapel would never be opened. It's a story of tragic love.
Even though Goda-san was even bigger than me, his words were touching. Everyone was silent.
What? That's a pretty weird,
It is.
like,
It's a very weird
connection.
thing to say.
I don't know.
Everyone was silent, but it seemed that they agreed with that view. Even though he knew it was a chapel never to be opened, he still probably dreamed of the day that a miracle would occur. Genzo-san was quite the romantic in his younger days. I think I understand how he felt. I wonder. Then again, everyone went in it 4 times a year to clean, right? So much for... My man! So much for it being the sealed chapel. Didn't we just go in ourselves? That wasn't a miracle or anything. We brought the key, click, and we're in. That's all. This is ridiculous. Magic isn't real, Beatrice is fake, and she's a human. Let's go kill her. Huh? What? What does that mean? What are you talking about? As far as I could tell, I've just been joking around, finding myself a bit irritated by the sob story this was turning into. But then Aunt Rosa suddenly jumped on me with a really serious face. Aunt Rosa's face grew increasingly pale. She looked at the magic circle on the door, and then at her hand, back and forth, back and forth.
What is the matter, Rosa-sama?
Hey, Goda-san! The key to this chapel! Didn't Genji-san say it? He said there was only one! Huh?
It took you all way too long to figure it out.
When a kid pulls a prank, it sometimes goes unnoticed by the adults, and the kid who did it gets all disappointed. If such a prank then gets sprung on someone much later, it can really make a kid's day. Maria's celebration just now looked a lot like that.
Yes, that's right. There is only one of those keys. It's the key to the Master's treasured chapel, so there is only one, with no duplicates. It is actually normally kept safe in the key box in the servant room, but...
That's right, and Genji-san said it had gone missing. So someone stole it, put it in an envelope, and handed it out to Maria? And they did it yesterday! What the... So in other words... Isn't that fucking weird? That's absurd. This is getting bizarre. Because as we all know, there's no way to open a door without a key. Right, guys?
What do you mean? I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Me neither. Would you explain it for us? Goda and Nanjo's failure to understand definitely wasn't because they were stupid. It's because they realized that people can pick locks. They didn't know. They didn't know how long the only key to the chapel had been in Maria's possession. There's no mistake. It was locked up. I unlocked it. There's no doubt. Aunt Rosa kept closing the door, locking it, pulling on it to check the lock, and opening it again. Her face was becoming pale again. Until I took the key out of Maria's envelope and opened this door, it was definitely locked. But this key was in an envelope placed in Maria's care. And that happened yesterday before noon. What did you say?
But that doesn't make any sense.
You're right. Maria received a one-of-a-kind key from a woman calling herself a witch midday yesterday. In other words, from midday yesterday until this morning when Rosa-san unlocked the door, this chapel was a closed room. How did they get those 6 people in there, and then how did they kill them? The deaths of 6 people had shaken us badly. When we learned about that weird magic circle in the history of the chapel, we felt as though we'd figured out at least part of this puzzle out. But that was all absolutely trivial. From midday yesterday until this morning, this chapel was a closed room. But our parents were with us until last night. How did the culprit get into this building? And how did they lock it up again? What are you trying to pull? Again? A closed room again? Are you trying to say you unlocked it with the power of magic? Don't take me for a fool!
If you're demanding that I show you how to open locks with my power, I wouldn't mind. But that wouldn't be the same as me forcing you to surrender. You keep trying to explain it all with humans. Only when I've cornered all your theories completely will I have my victory. Come now, how will you undermine my defenses?
Easily, anyway.
What trick could a human have used to defeat them?
At least 10. Just on this one, at least 10. It's just like the closed rooms last time. Not enough information. It's impossible to reason like this. Any excuse could be made, any trick could work. There's no way to reason it out.
Ha! That again. There's not enough information, so you'll wait and see. Your information is uncertain, so it's impossible to use. So it's impossible to use your reasoning. This is always the excuse you humans use to let yourself stop thinking. Who do you think you are, lowly human?
I cannot be too attracted to Beatrice, at least at this point. Bea has said something about how, like, she gets more, like, backstory and more motives later on. But at this point, everything she says makes me so angry.
I thought you said she's hot, though.
She's hot. Any sex I have with her is the most hate in hate sex ever. Like,
Are you saying you can't even think unless you're like Laplace?
who the fuck is Laplace?
As unless you're like Laplace's demon, you incompetent fool. Besides, you make it seem like a lack of information works against you, but it's the other way around, you see?
I'm looking up Laplace's demon. Alright. In the history of science, Laplace's demon was a notable published articulation of causal determinism on a scientific basis by Simon Laplace. I know I'm refusing to say it in a French way because I think it's funny. In 1814. According to determinism,
Of course this guy's French.
According to determinism, if someone, the demon, knows the precise location and momentum of every atom in the universe, their past and future values for any given time are entailed. They can be calculated from the laws of classical mechanics. Discoveries and theories in the decades following suggest that some elements of Laplace's original writing are wrong or incompatible with our universe. For example, irreversible processes in thermodynamics suggest that Laplace's demon could not reconstruct past positions and moments from the current state. What? So it just means that if we knew the place of every atom, we'd be able to if we knew every atom in the universe, we'd be able to predict everything that has happened and will happen.
Okay.
That's my understanding of that.
Okay.
So you can't think unless you're Laplace's demon. She's saying that, oh, so just because you don't know everything in the world, you refuse to think?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't even thinking about about like the context of this phrase. I was thinking of there's a Will Wood song called Laplace's Angel.
I saw that
I
when
was
I was
trying to
looking
figure
up.
out I was trying to figure out like why
Beatrice
you
listens
call
to
it that.
Will Wood?
What?
It's like, Beatrice listens to Will Wood?
No, I know it was named after that, but in my head I'm trying to figure out what did he mean?
I think it would be so funny if Battler was like, who the fuck is Laplace? That means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Your insult means nothing to me.
He would, okay, but can you imagine Badler just going to Wikipedia for a second?
Like, hold the fuck on. Hey, what the fuck? Hold on, I need to look something up. Alright, that was a good burn.
The more information you're given, the more it will make you suffer. It'll only increase the strength of the compressor that's squeezing you.
Oh, in that case, let me say this. It's impossible to verify that this is a closed room in the first place. If we're already talking about demons, I can play that game too. It'd be possible to prove that this isn't a closed room. Just show how someone could have gotten in or out and you're done. But it's impossible to prove that this is a closed room. You could never deny the endless set of possible methods for getting in. In other words, this is one of those devil's proofs. This concept of a closed room is actually something that can never be proved.
So first you stopped thinking with a lack of information as an excuse, and now this. Very well. If that's your move, then I will accept it.
Hold on, I'm like moving my mic back because I'm getting in character, so I'm gonna start talking louder.
Continue.
First off, it looks like you're trying to claim that this chapel's a closed room. Just a short while ago, I spent some time looking around in there, and I couldn't find any way in or out except for the door. But that just means I couldn't find one. It doesn't prove that it was a closed room. If there's a hidden door or something that I wasn't able to find, your premise would be blown away completely. Or, someone can pick locks. That's a thing. Lockpicking is a thing. It has been for ever since locks exist. Locks don't create closed rooms. They're just a deterrent. There's no way to... No, you cannot stop someone determined enough with a lock.
By the way, we got a new fan. My friend is telling me in real time that she's watching our first video.
Yeah. When this eventually comes up in maybe a month from now or something, I don't know. I space out these uploads. Hi, that person.
Yeah, shout out.
In other words, whether I manage to find a hidden door or not, you'll never be able to deny that there existed some method X that let you into that closed room. And this method X would be something that could be carried out without magic. After all, it's a hidden door. I'm sure that in this chapel, there's some hidden door that's impossible to find. That's why there's no reason for me to reason it out, and magic is still impossible.
Oh, so you'll use that logic. How naive. Expected move. Let me make my move in response. These closed rooms used in detective novels made by mere humans always seem utterly ridiculous to me.
Well, guess what, bitch? You're in one.
It's just such a funny thing to say.
I mean, she is. She's in a closed room mystery written by a mere human.
Why? Because they're used the wrong way. When a closed room appears in a detective novel, do you really think it's a closed room? You don't, do you? What trick did they use to make this look like a closed room? That's what you think. In other words, there hasn't been a completed closed room in the any
The any.
in the any.
Oh my god. I know that that's just a translation thing, but god, it'd be so funny if Battler
No, I
fucking
think
ragged on her.
I think it's supposed to be in the many. No, in the in any of.
Yeah, in any.
Maybe it was supposed to be in
added
any of the.
Yeah.
Any of the closed room murders that humans have built over the last century.
God, can you imagine if Beatrice misspoke? Fuck, dude, Battler would never let her live it down.
Yeah.
Like, she loses
That
all
would be-
credibility. God, that'd be hilarious. Oh! Better not say that unless you want to face the wrath of the mystery fans. Christy's probably grinding her teeth in her grave.
But I am different. I've given birth to a true closed room, and I can demonstrate it. Why? Because I am a witch. For the devil's proof, you only have to bring someone a demon to prove that they exist, right? Correct? Well, I conveniently happen to be a witch. Meaning that demons are my good friends, and I can bring you as many of them as you like.
Sounds great! Dan and the rest use a hidden door to enter the chapel or carried in through it. How do you plan to beat that move?
With this, regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the 6 definitely entered through the door.
Huh? Dumbass! The door was locked, so how'd they do it?
I opened it with magic and invited them inside.
We're slowly reaching the part that I probably hate the most about Umineko. I will say it when we get there. Rena knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I think I know exactly what you're talking
Because of the
about, and I'm
rants
really
I
mad
go
about
on
it.
That can't be true! Since I can't accept magic, there's no way I'll accept that. You're lying! The door can be opened with some trick. Or maybe there's a hidden door, but I won't accept any other way.
Perpetual check. That's what we call an endless repetition of moves in chess. Hey.
Yeah? Like what we did?
Like, yeah.
We played chess, and if you wanna know, this is how I play chess. I go in with unwavering confidence that I will win. And that includes if I'm down to just my king. Got
This
down
is exactly what happened.
I got down to just my king, and there's like there's like 3 pieces, like 4 pieces actually. I was like a pawn and 2 bishops on Rena's side, and I just kept fucking dancing around them until we were just like, all right, let's see if this online chess game we have forces stalemate if there's only 2 kings left. And the loss is only a loss if it's called a loss. Stalemate ain't no loss.
It's the endless repetition as a discussion that won't advance because both sides deny the basis of each other's claims. Like our game. In most games, this would be resolved as a draw, but that would put a terrible damper on our fun.
In most games, this would be resolved as a draw. Draw? Fucking gets a gun out of nowhere and fucking draws it. Like, oh, what the fuck? Like, this is what I call a draw, bitch.
We will have no draws. You will either accept me and submit to me, or you will deny me.
At least I agree with you there. We'll settle this without fail, just as you wish.
I like that attitude. So I had a thought. I think I'll add a new rule to this game between the 2 of us.
A new rule? Oh, that is something that'll give you an advantage, right?
Of course not. I'll give you the thing people like you always demand. The reason you always stop thinking and then moan about it is a lack of information. And if you are then given information, you start doubting whether the information is true or not by rejecting the source. Isn't that convenient? What clever little words to hide your own incompetence. I'm offering to eliminate that convenient excuse of yours. You should thank me.
You said they entered through the door, and I said that couldn't happen. You calling that an evasive answer?
Exactly. So from now on, when I speak the truth, I will use red.
This is what I fucking hate. It's not gonna be clear as to why I hate it until way later. But I have my reasons, because until that way later point, it's just, yeah, okay. Fine, that adding a little truth in a little, like, spice. I get pedantic. I will admit, it is such a pedantic, nitpicker way of looking at it. But I do not like the red truth. And I'll explain why when we get to that point, way later in this episode.
Because you're asking for a source.
The source is I made it the fuck up.
The source is I said it in red. Fuck you.
Yeah, that is part of it. Like, okay. Like, again, this is her magic. Like, get Lambda Delta or something. Get her in here and like, hey, do a red truth spell. And then that will like evade, that would get rid of every complaint about this I have. Like if an unbiased third party did the red truth spell, that would give up any complaint I have. But I will explain why I hate this so much later. What is this? How the fuck are you talking in color?
No matter what magical move I use, you can always keep running away by chanting lack of information, and by rejecting the source. Even though I would still win in the end that way, it would be extremely boring. Because of that, I'd be happy to give you the information and sources. Yes, I'd be happy to give you the information and sources you so desire.
I think even if they added a comma after I'd be happy to, it'd kind of fix it. It'd be a bit weird, but it still makes sense.
However, you'll probably doubt each word I say. That isn't bad in itself. I will also use every possible move to make you submit. I don't dislike our posture of searching out our best moves for our own goals. But that won't make a game. So I set up this rule. Everything I speak in red is the truth. There's absolutely no need to doubt it.
Yeah. That's not in red. Wait, hold on, that's not in red. Shit, Battler, looks like you got yourself a loophole.
That's because the first sentence is in red.
I don't know. I don't know. Any small loophole. You really think that this witch doesn't know a thing or two about loopholes?
It would be pretty funny if they just got into intense discussions about loopholes in this.
They should! That's what I'm saying! That should have been Battler's strategy.
You know that meme with like the two books, one is thick and one is thin?
Yeah, yeah!
Umineko is the thick book, and then an even thicker book, Umineko, if they talked about loopholes.
No, it's a thick book, Umineko. Thicker book, Umineko, if they talk about loopholes. And then a really small book, Umineko, if they knew about lockpicking.
If they allowed lockpicking.
Not even if they allowed it, they just completely ignore the possibility.
This is a game between you and me.
Hold on, I fully did not read that line. Are you telling me to believe that?
This is a game between you and me. In a game, the rules are sacred. Those who take that lightly are not qualified to play.
Yeah, Beatrice, maybe you should fucking take that fucking heart. Sorry, I'm thinking of the future. Okay, I get you. I'll accept that rule. If an elementary school kid can get into an endless argument and find fault with everything. Then let's start it up again, continuing where we left off. I'll say it one more time. Dad and the rest used a hidden door to enter the chapel or were carried in through it.
Then I shall repeat what I said. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead. The six definitely entered through the door.
Which door? She's not specifying which door, sorry. I'll try not to get pedantic. I'll try.
You're trying so hard.
Is there any proof?
Stop. Supplement the rule. When I speak the truth, I will use red, and when I do, I will not bear the responsibility of establishing that claim by showing proof.
I don't know, that wasn't in red.
It'll simply be facts and the truth. My reason is simple. I carried out all the crimes with magic. So for any impossible crime, all I have to do is wave my magic staff and show you how it's done. But that wouldn't make a game. It would be as barbaric as ignoring victory and defeat in a chess match and punching your opponent in the face.
Then call me a barbarian, because that's some shit I would do. That sounds funny as hell. Like, sure, you took down the queen. Sure, you took down the king. But now you have to go after this king, motherfucker. Well, that makes sense. Since you're a witch, there's no need for you to show evidence for what happened, since you can do anything with magic. Damn it. Talk about an unfair game.
So, shall we resume once more? The six definitely entered through the door. I unlocked it with magic. How will you get around this magic, this closed room?
I'll wait until I say... They make my point. Like, they do what I say, what happened. The key! Genji-san and the others said there was only one key, but that's impossible to prove. The culprit secretly made a duplicate key.
Only one key to the chapel exists.
Ugh. Then what about this? The culprit made something other than a legitimate key and opened it. I don't know what, but maybe a wire. A tool for picking locks. Oh my god, I forgot they actually brought it up for once.
What is this naive move? It is impossible to unlock the lock to the chapel with anything but the chapel's key.
I fucking doubt that. Sorry. Sorry. Is there an unpickable lock? Is there... Okay, I do not believe this Amazon review. The unpickable padlock. I should send that to the fucking lockpick lawyer. But yeah, any combination padlock is one that can't be picked. That's also not true. Like, yeah. I don't know what Kinzo's been fucking doing, but like, from as far as I can tell, there's no such thing that cannot be. There's no such thing as an unpickable lock. But I'm just gonna assume Kinzo's rich and he got someone to do it. That's why I'm gonna go with that for now.
Although it can be opened with the power of magic, right?
And what about this? There's something wrong with the door itself. There was some way to pass through it even while it was locked. Ow, I bit my tongue. Oh, fuck. And to what that is,
You
I
okay?
can... Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, God, my tongue hurts. And to what that is, I can think of a few ways. Maybe it's like those big doors on a castle that have a smaller door in them. It's also possible that they removed the hinges and then removed the whole door before entering. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Is this the best of century of human wisdom can manage, battler? When the door to the chapel is locked, it prevents any and all methods of entry or exit. Assuming you can't use magic, right? Is it about time for checkmate?
Not even close! You said those 6 people entered through a door, but you didn't say it was the front door. Oh my god, I forgot he's also pretty pedantic. They might have entered through another door, a secret one.
You talk too much, you incompetent fool. Then let me expand on my earlier move. The 6 definitely entered through this front door.
That's screwed up! The door was locked, it was impossible to unlock it without using that single key, and yet 6 people entered through it. How? With magic, you say? Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it!
Are we already seeing the limits of what humanity can manage? Then shout that you resign. When one admits defeat, it's customary to shout it out and knock over their own king.
Is it?
So, do you resign? Then announce your surrender and knock your king over by kneeling. Then you may kiss my shoes. There could be no greater joy than forcing a man like you to lick my shoes. Okay, that last laugh is really weird.
No, do it. Do it. Damn it! It's useless, useless, useless. So I can't win against this witch? This isn't chess at all. I've just been made to take the losing side in a chess puzzle. Is quibbling about details and getting a draw the best I can manage? A draw is not a loss, motherfucker!
You don't have to kiss her shoes anymore. That's the one thing that'll never happen. Either I will surrender or you will. There can be no other resolution. What happened to the bravery you displayed when you said this would be torture for us both? Hey, 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 what a disappointment. What a total letdown. Wouldn't you say, Ushiromiya battler?
Damn it! What should I do? What should I do? I can see it. I can see the place where I'll face checkmate. It's useless. It's useless. All my hard-fought moves have been nothing more than me desperately moving my king around, running away from a check. Bitch, you say that, but we ended on stalemate. You can't laugh.
No, I'm laughing because it's the same situation. I don't care that I didn't win. It's just funny that we predicted Umineko. Or something like that, I don't know.
No matter how many times I move, I can't escape from check. So even without waiting for the next several moves, I can see checkmate in my future. Damn it! After a few more moves, I can see where I'll face checkmate. Don't give up, Ushiromiya battler. I can see myself getting closed in upon. Then if I spin the chessboard around, I should be able to anticipate her next move, right? Remember what Kirie-san said. When you're thinking about something, and the closer you get to the very, very end, the easier it becomes to anticipate. Spin it around. Spin the chessboard around.
What happened? You fell silent all of a sudden. Fear not. Surrender is not but a momentary shame. After all that remains is the joy of entrusting your fate entirely to the hands of your new master. Come on, cry out in resignation. I can't hear you. Speak up and say it clearly.
Enough babbling! You're just refusing to listen. So I'll say it once more. I won't resign. Continue. Resume the game.
Huh. Very well. It is your turn after all.
I made the mistake of thinking this rule you made was your own weapon. However, I've realized that it can also become a weapon for me. It all comes down to this.
Please do give it a try.
I've been focusing all this time on how they entered the closed room of the chapel. That approach was useless. It's useless. It's all useless. Spin the chessboard around. That's right. I was thinking about it backwards. This is how I should approach it. How was the chapel, which wasn't a closed room in the first place, made to look like a closed room?
Here it comes. That thinking technique humans gave birth to over the course of a century. And give it a try.
Also, I do want to say the mystery genre has been going on well over a century, even in 1980. So like it's like a millennia of human trickery. Say this in red for me. If you can't, then refuse. Here I go. Does this man intend to reverse his defensive posture? Impudence. I get that the only way to enter the chapel is through the door, and that there's only one key. But wait. The question is whether that key really was handed over to Maria yesterday before noon.
My, but you're dragging this on. Do try and get to the point.
Ever heard of dramatic effect, bitch? It's something like this. We've been under the impression that the key's been unusable since midday yesterday. So we've assumed that this was a closed room from midday yesterday until this morning. I want to hear you say that this impression of ours is a solid fact.
Interesting. So you turn your reasoning not to the door, but to the key.
Yesterday, Maria received an envelope from you. She didn't open it, but she must have felt it and known there was a key inside. But it's not like she'd have been able to confirm absolutely that it was the key to the chapel. Here's what I'm getting at. The thing inside the envelope given to Maria was a fake.
If you think about what you're saying, it's ridiculous. This morning, Rosa definitely took an envelope out of Maria's handbag, and from that obtained the genuine key to the chapel. It wasn't a fake, as you suggest.
I know that much. I'll continue. In that case, when Maria first received the envelope, the thing inside it was definitely that same key to the chapel, right?
Huh.
See what I'm getting at? Midday yesterday, you gave Maria an envelope with a key inside, and you told her that she mustn't open it. Maria probably realized it had a key inside. Later on, Aunt Rosa used the thing inside the envelope to open the door to the chapel, and that's why we assumed it was the key to the chapel all along. This is the suspicious part.
So this is what you're trying to say? That when I entrusted Maria with a key, that key was a fake? And then, by the time Rosa obtained it, it had been switched with the real thing.
Yeah, that's it. What's wrong, Beatrice Sama? You've been looking a bit pale for a while now, huh?
Those close to me sometimes call me Beato. Beato will do.
It's your turn, Beato. It's your turn, Beto. God, it'd be so funny if you just turned around and it's like, it's your turn, Beto. The turn of the Golden Witch. Let's see you dodge this.
Very well. The key to the chapel truly was the object inside the envelope I gave Maria.
I'll move forward. Can you repeat it in red? That envelope was completely under Maria's supervision until Aunt Rosa opened it. If you can't say it, then say you refuse. Check.
I refuse.
The rush of dopamine I get seeing this sprite of Beatrice, you do not understand. I've spun it all around with just one move. Now it's your king on the run, Beato.
I have a reason for refusing. It regards the definition of the phrase under her supervision. In its purest meaning, Maria would need to have her eyes on it around the clock for that to be true. But Maria didn't go that far. It may have been completely under her supervision when she took it out of her handbag, but after she put it inside, it disappeared from her field of vision. In that sense, the phrase under her supervision would be inappropriate, so I can't use the red, nothing more.
Oh, wow. And you're complaining at Battler for using the same logic. Okay.
Hmm.
I'll bet that move hurts. And your face tells me you've guessed the next one. Sorry. I'm kind to women. I don't hurt them. And I never betray a woman's expectations. God, it was so funny. It's like, I'm kind to women. I don't hurt them. But you're not a woman. You're a fucking bitch. It's just like... It's time for you to repeat it in red. If you think you can. No one was able to touch Maria's handbag until Aunt Rosa took out the envelope.
I will also refuse this one. I won't explain the reason.
That's wrong. It's not that you won't explain it. It's that you can't explain it. That move gives us checkmate, doesn't it?
Mm,
If you can't do it, then I'll explain. The key to the chapel really was in the envelope he handed to Maria. Then Maria put it in her handbag, and the next morning, Aunt Rosa took it out and opened the lock. However, Maria didn't have the handbag under her complete supervision. There was no need for magic. It's a closed room trick that's possible for a human. The human culprit handed Maria the key, and by making Aunt Rosa use it the next morning, they created the illusion that there was a closed room during that time. You can't deny the possibility that during that time, the culprit took the key from Maria's handbag, used it, and returned it by morning. Can you say it in red? Repeat it! If you can say it, then say it! It's check again!
Not yet. I removed the check. The envelope with the key in it should have been sealed with wax. Rosa took it from an unopened envelope.
I love that Beatrice is just behind Battler.
Yeah.
Really? Then try saying it. Repeat it. The envelope handed over midday yesterday and one Aunt Rosa opened are the same thing.
That I can repeat. The envelope I handed over to Maria and the one Rosa opened are the same thing.
It's useless, it's all useless. That doesn't even matter anymore. I expected more from you. I figured that if you were a bit better at reading between the lines, you'd resign right there. So I'm disappointed. You've betrayed my expectations. Oh yes, Vertler!
What?
That one reaction gives credence to what my strategy would be, which is to annoy the shit out of Beatrice. Who cares if the envelopes were the same? Envelopes can be sealed with wax over and over. The key inside is what's important. This time, it's all over, Golden Witch. It's a real checkmate. I'll say it one more time. Repeat it. If you can say it, try saying it. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope.
How could I, against a lowly human?
I'll keep on saying it, Beatrice. Repeat it! The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope. If you're gonna yell, then say you resign. This settles it. This is the truth. Before Aunt Rosa obtained Maria's key this morning, at one point it passed to someone else's hands. Then they used it, resealed it, and returned it to Maria's handbag, making it look like it hadn't been used. This is a trick with a cheap loophole. The assumption that the key wasn't used because the sealing wax wasn't open. Checkmate! There's no magic, and it's nothing more than a trick that's possible for humans.
In that case, who do you say stole the key? Try answering. This time you try repeating it.
That's right. I'm making you repeat things all the time. probably have to answer every once in a while. But I refuse! My condition for victory is denying a witch's existence. I'll prove that this impossible crime done with your magic was actually possible by human hands. I've smashed your clothes room with something possible even for humans. However, I won't specifically investigate who the culprit is. Because I believe in humans. Because I definitely won't accept that there's a person among us who would steal the key from Maria, use it, and do something so horrible.
I give up. I resign. Just once for the skirmish, I'll give up. But you really are naive, Battler.
God, it'd be so funny if she's like, I give up, I resign. Just for the skirmish, I'll give up. And Battler's like, yeah, bitch! And just instantly started gloating. Whoa, get fucked! Parting remarks are a loser's privilege. Say as many as you like.
Since you continue to deny my existence, you will eventually be cornered. After all, since you deny me, you'll have to suspect those relatives that you can't stop loving.
By making yourself shown as a person on the island, you instantly make yourself out to be the suspect. So, like, there's this person that no one knows about on the island right now. He doesn't have to suspect any of his family. Like, you can suspect this random bitch that no one fucking knows.
In the last moment, when you have to suspect one who is beloved to you, then you will surely accept my existence. True, you have defeated me in the skirmish alone. However, that naive logic will definitely destroy you. You can't win against me after all. Shiromiya Battler.
And that's where we're gonna end it.
Yeah, sounds good.
After the little clock loading screen. Let me save. Hi, Kyrie. Sorry you're dead. Just open it up to see Kyrie, just dead. Just hi. Bye. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Umineko. This was very fun. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Oh yeah, you love arguing with me.
I love arguing. It's not just you. I love arguing.
Oh, I'm not special after all.
I was in speech and debate in high school. This surprises no one. And also, you are special to me.
And what?
You're you're special to me. So
yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. And I hope.
Also, I think that you should first mention your Fortnite speech.
Oh my god. Okay, so in high school, for context, I played Fortnite once. And it was like right when it was first getting popular. I've never touched Fortnite again. And in high school, we had to do, like, for my speech and debate class, we had to do, like, persuasive speeches. And everyone was doing, like, these very serious topics. Like, everyone was doing these very serious topics about, the death penalty, abortion, and all that stuff. And I didn't tell you this part, actually. Originally, I was going to do a speech talking about why it's important to have comprehensive sex ed. That comprehensive, non-cis-centric, non-heterocentric, non-vanilla-centric sex ed. Like, I was, like, going to do about how, like, how sexual education should be able to, for everyone of all flavors of people, should be able to have access to this education. And it got shut down because even though my speech and debate teacher was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, we'll have to run it by by the faculty, though, like the school principal and stuff. They shut it down. Because, like, because like these speeches like could possibly be used for competitions, and it need to be cleared to be able to be used for competitions. And it got shut down, which sucked. I was really excited to do that. I was really excited to do that research and do that speech. Because freedom of education is something that's very important to me. So I thought, okay, if I can't do an actual important speech, why not just...
So Fortnite isn't important.
Oh god, no. So why not do an entire speech on why Fortnite is good? A game I don't care for that much. Like, I know it's not bad, I just don't care for it much. And I did an entire speech on that, which ended with me having a mental breakdown because I get in character. And I just did, yeah, I did that speech, and for the longest time, I thought I lost it. I thought I lost it to the ether. To the ether of my no longer being able to access my school account because I'm not in high school. Like, but no, I found a copy of it on one of my other Google accounts. So, I went insane being able to see that, and it brought back a shit ton of memories. So, just say, I'm willing to die on any hill. I'm willing to die on any hill if I think it'd be fun enough. And let me tell you, arguing about the intricacies of magic in a visual novel, oh, that's fun for me. Anyway.
I'm glad you're enjoying Umineko.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you'll join us next time on another episode of Umineko. Thank you so much. Bye.